So Martin Lawrence and Tommy Davidson are teaming up to do a spin-off with BET of the Varnell Hill Show. Let's get into it.
Trap music history expert A.R. Shaw.
A.R. Shaw. A.R. Shaw. A.R. Shaw. A.R. Shaw.
A.R. Shaw, author of Trap History, Atlantic Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music.
Welcome back to the channel. This is A.R. Shaw. I am the author of the book Trap History, Atlantic Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music, the first book that details the history of trap music and Atlanta culture and its global impact. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Definitely let me know what you think on what we discussed today. All right, so if you're a fan of Martin like me, I think I've seen pretty much every episode of Martin, and you know, one of the best comedy shows or TV shows of all time, right? You know, you could just basically, you know, if you like me, you can just sit back and watch Martin episodes back to back. I know I binged Martin episodes, you know, multiple times. When I just didn't have anything to do, I would just sit back and just listen to, you know, just watch old episodes of Martin. Always funny. So one of the memorable moments on the Martin show was the inclusion of Tommy Davidson and his character Varnell Hill. Now, if you know the Varnell Hill story, Varnell Hill was a comedian that basically, well, he was a personality that Martin knew in Detroit, and he blew up. He had his own show, moved out to LA, and then, you know, he came back to promote this thing that he was doing. And so him and Martin were going back and forth. Classic episode, still funny to this day. I could watch this episode right now and then, you know, just laugh the entire episode. I know the whole script. But what's interesting is that, you know, they're gonna team up and they're doing a spin-off of the Varnell Hill show. They teamed up with BET Plus, and Martin Lawrence is going to produce it, and Tommy Davidson is going to basically have a show that's centered around Varnell Hill and that character. Now, I interviewed Tommy Davidson a while back, and then we actually talked about the Varnell Hill show and the character, and this is what Tommy Davidson told me about playing Varnell Hill on the Martin show. Your character on Martin, Varnell Hill, what was that like playing that character?
That is special to me and Martin because we came into comedy together from Washington, D.C., you know, and that's the first time we did something on screen together, and he was talking trash, you know, about his TV show and all this. And I was like, well, you know, I'm on Living Color. And he was like, this ain't the same thing. And I was like, all right. So when we went out to do the scene, I just did the Living Color thing. I do it for the children.
You can take the children and bounce them on their knees.
I ain't paying no attention to that script. I was like, all right, well, hang with this. And so, you know, when you see, do you have a pool at home? You know, I said, no, I have a lake.
Do you have a pool, brother? You got a thing you can swim in, splash. You got that? Don't have a pool. Got me. I thought I had, Jazz. But we got a 10-mile lake out back. Call it Lake Varnell. Yes, catfish are delicious.
Okay. A lake. Your lake? Yeah. Catfish delicious. You know. Can't so next thing you know, Martin's going, can I get the yams, man?
I got bills, and what I got going on here ain't cutting it, brother. They ain't getting it. So what I want to know is, who did you hook up with? And brother, how can I be down? How can I get to the yams?
Yams are nice and alive. Can I get to the yams, man?
Masego made a song about it, about that particular scene.
Yes, yeah. Martin. It's really, really a lot of gratitude for today, for right now. You know, a lot of gratitude.
So there you have it. As Tommy Davidson explaining to me the history behind the Varnell Hill character, and pretty much what was going on set with him and Martin Lawrence. So tell me your thoughts. Do you think this is going to be a reboot that you're going to watch? Do you think it's a little bit too late? Now you got to understand that Martin ended his series like in the 90s. I think 1997 was the last episode of Martin. And so, we talk about decades later, reprising this role of Varnell Hill. Do you think it's going to have the same punch? Do you think it's going to have the same, laughter that we got, years ago? It's going to be interesting to see how they turn this thing. I think the concept is dope. I don't think we've ever had a TV show that pretty much gave you the behind the scenes of a night talk show. A talk show at night. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Definitely follow me, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Again, I am A.R. Shaw, the author of the book Trap History, Atlanta Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music.